Week 2 of the NBA 2021-22 season is over, which means it's time for the objective power rankings for the Western Conference. I don't want to go into it in a lot of detail because I did that last week. If you are curious about why we do these and how we do these and why they're different, please look at the video from last week where we recapped the rankings after week 1. But bottom line, it comes down to objective versus subjective. Power rankings are great, but they kind of suck too, because at the end of the day, it's someone's opinion as to why somebody is better than, well, not somebody, but some team is better than some other team. We take all of that out of the equation. We simply take a look at who won, who they played, and where did they play. The rankings are based on a point system. 19 points if you beat a quality team on their home turf, 0 points if you lose to a bad team on your home turf. It's pretty straightforward. The key is these categories. The teams fit into these categories. That determines how many points you get. Super simple, objective, not subjective. Facts, not opinions. We're going to review these categories over time. I've done it in the past during the All-Star break. We might do it sooner because I think, even if you look at these, you could make some arguments one way or the other. But for now, these are the categories. This is how it works. Let's take a look at what happened in week 2. Starts off with kind of a shocker. Coming in at 15, the worst team in the Western Conference right now are the Los Angeles Clippers at 1-4, not playing particularly well in their last 2 games. It's a young season, but really, really rough start for the team with championship aspirations. Certainly with the last couple of seasons, I think this season might be a little different. Oklahoma City Thunder come in at number 14. You can see that they moved up one where the Clippers dropped. Houston Rockets come in at 1-3. I got to see them last night. They looked like they've got a little bit of work to do. And interesting when you look at these bottom 3. Houston is certainly rebuilding. Oklahoma City is rebuilding, and the Clippers are not rebuilding, which is why it's really shocking to see them there. Another team that's not rebuilding is the New Orleans Pelicans coming in at 12. Not off to a great start. Not rebuilding. I think expectations are a lot higher in New Orleans. Well, matter of fact, I know they are. Hopefully things work out for them. Speaking of contending teams, the Lakers come in at number 11 at 3-3. And, the reason they're here is if you take a look at that column with the 1 in it, that's the bad loss column. They've got 1. They've lost to a bad team at home. Never good, cost you points, but they are moving in the right direction, which means, of course, they were lower than 11 last week. The Suns, also an underperforming team, come in at number 10 and dropping. San Antonio Spurs, the most fascinating team in the association for my money. Doesn't matter who's on that team. It doesn't matter what it is that they're going through, whether they're rebuilding or not. They just always seem to be right about here, certainly over the last couple of years. Very interesting team. They're just always good. The Dallas Mavericks, probably underperforming as well, come in at number 8. They're starting to move up. I think until that team gets somebody solid, a beta to Luka's alpha, they're going to probably have some trouble moving up from here. Now we're starting to get to teams that are kind of surprising. The Minnesota Timberwolves come in at number 7. They're 3-2. They've got a quality win under their belt. They're fun. Anthony Edwards is fun. And I think that's what you're going to see for the majority of the teams in this upper tier here. They're fun to watch. They play fun basketball. Right on cue, the Memphis Grizzlies. They're fun. Ja Morant is amazing. They come in at number 6. Both them and the Timberwolves have dropped over last week, but still performing really well. Portland Trailblazers. I don't know if I'd call them fun, but certainly solid. come in at number 5. When they lost to the Clippers, there was rumblings because they looked really bad in that particular game that they just, they needed to blow it up. Then they come back and just really handled the Clippers well, and things are looking good again in Portland, coming in at number 5 in week 2. Utah, another steady team, not particularly fun to watch maybe if you're outside of Utah, but they play great, solid basketball, off to a great start, holding down the number 4 spot in week 2. Talk about surprises. The Sacramento Kings, another fun team to watch, have the number 3 spot. They moved up. They've got a quality win. Whether they can sustain this or not is debatable. I will debate it with you. Yeah, but if you want to debate, feel free. I don't think this has staying power, but good for them. It's good to see them this high, this early. The Denver Nuggets come in at number 2, which means the number 1 team in the objective Western Conference rankings for the second week in a row are the Golden State Warriors, off to a really good 5-1 start. They've got that quality win. They're holding down the number 1 spot. They look good doing it. Curry, who has gotten MVP consideration preseason or before the season, is looking like he is ready to earn that. Jordan Poole looks solid, most improved player candidate. And of course, they got Klay Thompson waiting in the wings. Hopefully we'll see him on or after Christmas. So that's it. That's your week 2 power rankings for the Western Conference. Objective power rankings, facts over opinions. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.